water wet, it's got gators in it.
Oh, yeah? Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
They shouldn't have given you Ashy Bloke's YouTube.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right. Good people. You ever see quarterback Vince Evans? Yeah, I saw Vince Evans. He played for the Bears also. I do believe he played for USC. So, yeah. So, anyhow. Here punching the clock for you Dusty Jermaines, you Ashy Jeffries, and you Dirty Foot Jose's. Yeah, Dirty Foot Jose's are getting on my goddamn nerves because they're too goddamn happy. Getting sick of them. Nobody should be that happy. Anyhow. Adrix batting first. Mel on second. John Smith batting third. Ooh, Eddie, the Yankee, batting cleanup. What's up, Eddie? Shannon Moore, what's happening? Gundam, what's up? Shannon Green, what's going on? Luke, what's up? Martin, what's going on? Quentin, Free Agent Triple OG, Scorpion Black. Say Tugboat, what's going on? Toya, where my apple at, girl? Gators, look out. There's my apple. Jesse, what's going on? Don Calypso, what's up? You would think Kendra G would chill with her failed attempt to take married what is it? Mandingo ass black woman to court? Married ass black woman to court? Okay. I don't know what that is. TB, what's going on? Tao, what's going on? Painless, what's happening? Prince, what's going on? Snowman, what up? Snowman's got a GoFundMe going on. Okay. Fernando's, we got to start. Hey, y'all. We got to start helping out Snowman on his podcast. Okay. I'm going to make an attempt to get up in the morning and start joining on the podcast and sharing it. So you guys kind of chime in. Let's get together. Snowman, what do you think about Shador? Is Shador the NFL's Caitlin Clark? No Fear, what's going on? Last Zulu, what's up? H&F, where are you, Last Zulu? You stateside or you across the pond? Palm Beach Mike, what's going on? J-Man, what's up? Indigo Flow. Oh, that's going to be a good game, Iowa State, man. That's going to be a good one. With the big girl. We'll see what the big girl going to do. Black Males, what's going on? DC Hansberry, what's going on? Saint Seer, what's happening? John Smith, what's going on? LXT, what's going on? Chance, what's going on? Sir Lavo, what's going on? Say, let's go be just in chat. Quick question. Did you ever see the quarterback Vince Evans? Yeah, his treatment is being compared to Shador. Not really, okay? It's a difference is um it's a different era, okay? Black quarterbacks were not uh plentiful back then, okay? So a black quarterback was unusual when Vince was playing. Shador doesn't face the same thing. Shador's right where he's supposed to be. I liken Shador Sanders to uh, other quarterbacks that were drafted low that stepped up. If you ball out, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you ball out, it doesn't matter. I don't think Shador Sanders is going through anything else that a white quarterback at the same skill level hasn't gone through. Okay, the only reason we notice him is because of his father. Other than that, in fact, that's probably why he got drafted because of his father. Because Cleveland uh, actually makes him more money. This controversy actually makes him more money. Level because if Shador Sanders had got drafted like first or second or something like that and started playing with Cleveland, he'd have been off the headlines months ago, right? The thing is, because of the drama going on behind him, he's actually getting more press. It actually helps him. Halfway through Wednesday, I heard that the green was going on. The green guy was happening. Black Toxic was going on. Bases loaded, okay? Channel your inner Reggie Jackson, Eddie. HNS a tunnel run and all the dirty foot just winning. I know, and that's sickening, okay? That's sickening. Galen Wells, did you get a chance to catch Dr. T's latest show of fall? Yeah, I did. Great stuff as always. Didn't know Jason Derulo's career was derailed due to yeah. In fact, we're in Facebook, and he had put it up on his Facebook. I said, man, that's a show right there. That's really why he did it, because I told him that's a show. He should actually speak out on that and put a show behind it. And he did. So. We just know Shador is not what? No, he's not typical. He's doing just fine, man. Oh, he said no, Shador is not Caitlin Clark. I am Jermaine. I hear what year of our Lord when it's no longer my fault. It's always your fault, man. Just like the devil made me do it, okay? Gregory, what's up? Afro Nationals, Jermaine's in house. I said, Issy, what's going on? Carlton, what's happening? Instant Media, what's going on? I'm listening. What's up? I'm listening. G. Jones, okay. Loud and wrong for the Senate. If she can become senator with all her negatives, good luck to her, man. Good luck to her. If she thinks she can pull it off in Texas, good luck to her. So B just made my top views for 2025. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, man. Sincere said peace and good health. Okay, appreciate you. Reggie Jackson, one of my favorite, especially on the Topps trading card. Yep. He's a one of a kind, man. So now, if you want to know where swag came from, okay, as far as the whatchamacallit, that was Reggie Jackson talking about the swagger for the Yankees. Enigma, what's going on? Yo, Adrian, what's up? W. Brizzle, didn't make the roster, but I'm in the crowd. Had to check out early with the ad presentation. Yeah, I was passing out hope that day, sir. Yeah, the thing is, it's not about hope, man. The thing is that it's too late for hope. The thing is, hope don't get you shit, man. You got hope only does it means something if you have a real outlet. Okay, you got to have something to hope on. Supreme Pivot, what's going on? TD Hutch, what's going on? But anyway, we're gonna get back to more female fuckery, something more, less intense, okay, than AI, because people get depressed when I talk about stuff like AI stuff. Hope left with Obama. Y'all ain't shit. What's up, Charles? All right, let me go ahead and get busy, man. Because man, we've been telling you all about AI for 10 years, man. We give you documentation, literature, stuff like that. And y'all don't read the shit because you don't think it's going to happen to you. You know, a lot of my people that are in IT, okay, didn't think it was going to happen to them until it did. So, oh, really? It happened to me. Yes, it did. My grandson begging. You know, he got his Christmas present. He's not. I just bought him his Christmas present. He's not getting nothing else. Did I hear about the brother from Michigan's getting fired over an affair? Well, it happens. That happened to what's his name, the coach for Boston. Okay, he got fired for having an affair. It happens. Well, hope has to be backed by something. You can't hope on nothing. Okay, it's got to be backed by action. Anyway, let me go ahead and get into this. The ark shall be our new hope. It's got to be based on something, man. You know, the thing is, it's got to be based in reality if you're going to hope. Well, Reggie was a real deal. So, hope in my Dick Gregory voice, okay? No, hope is not a strategy, okay? Hope is a prayer. And grandson's still begging. He's begging. Anyhow, let me get busy. He must have got no's from everybody else. Let me mute this, man. I don't know why he begging so hard. I'm not responding. Let me mute this. And I get these as early Christmas presents. No, you can't. You cannot. Anyhow, let me get busy. This is Kendra G talks marriage and infidelity rules to dating rich men, high value men. Truth after dark. Okay, this is Paul Pierce and his cohorts. Um, if, if she's nothing if not entertaining, let's put it that way. Okay, speed it up just a tad. If it's too fast, y'all let me know. Fed cuts rates 25 basis points. The only 10-year hardly move. Long-term rates now poised to move higher as the Fed has little room for. The thing is, okay, learn about. There's two things the Fed's supposed to protect: the banks and the dollar. Okay, and now the dollar and the banks are in opposition to each other. So you want to understand it. Follow the Fed rate's not going to do you any good. The thing is, why should the Fed rate go up or down? The actual Fed rate should be about 12% right now because we're in austerity. How come they can't? It's because they cut a deal with the banks at zero interest rates, which should have never happened. Okay, and now your banks are fat on low interest loans. Okay, and when they go above a certain rate, they'll start to crack. Okay, just like SVB did when Biden raised interest rates to 8%, it cracked. So the thing is, if you really want to understand it, you have to do your own homework. You can't depend on me to explain it to you. We've been talking about this for 2 fucking years, okay? For 2 years. And we're telling you that Joe Biden basically corrupted the whole agreement between the world and the monetary system, okay? That's why I told you 2026 is going to get real rocky, okay? Because you're getting ready to slam into a wall. I don't. If you guys really want me to understand it, really basically go through monetary policy with you, you need to go on my Patreon. I'm not going to do it here because it's too complex, and it's too dry, too boring, and it's not worth my time to do it in public. Okay. If you want to join my Patreon and ask me that question, we can go through it. Okay. But I'm not going to do it here. Okay. At this point, I've done a lot of free stuff, and basically, that is too much to go through for free stuff. Okay, if you really want to start getting a good basis of how this stuff works, read Gavin's book, Gold, Dollars, and Power. Okay, start reading this stuff. Anyway, you have to understand how the whole system works and why.
We have a very special guest. We are joined by a true media powerhouse with over 20 years of experience. She's interviewed icons like Beyonce, Halle Berry, and Michelle Obama. She's a media personality, author, and philanthropist. Please welcome the incredible Kendra G.
Oh my God, I love you. You gotta do my intro every day, girl. Oh my God, can I say I walked in so much good energy. You look good. She's sitting down, but you got to see this body. You got to start doing the show standing up because they gotta appreciate how good you look. The body is snatched. Shout out to Paul. He's so nice so far. I can't even believe it.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We're honored to have you on the show.
She did a lot of work on that body because she used to be fat.
Oh, you truly are incredible. Like, I love your work. We're going to start out very quickly because we have some viral clips right now, and I just want to get your thoughts on
Let's do it.
just to start it out. So right now, Paul is going viral because he said, and I quote, that men need to cheat on their women to find out if they really love them.
They need to cheat, like as in, because cheat means deceive, right? So you need to go outside. Like, there's open relationship where you're.
And remember this. Remember when Kevin said high value men cheat? Have the option to cheat. What did he just say? And everybody was jumping on Kevin about high value men have the option to cheat.
Girl is very much aware you're gonna have other women, right? But why cheat? Why not just say right now we're still dating, but I'm gonna explore other women? That to me sounds like manipulation.
It is sound like manipulation, to be honest, but like.
Well, that's Tesla's job is to talk too much, okay? Because he's not really a talker, so that's her job. He fills in the blanks.
How, like, say a man in my position, say like, I meet a girl, I know her, she know who I am, she understand my background and all of this. How do I find out if she truly loves me for me?
That is a problem, okay? That is a problem when you have a presence. It works for you and against you.
But how do you find out if you truly love her by cheating on her? What is that?
I you know what? That was the only thing I could come up with. And I know there's more things, but cheating, people, it's such a broad a thin line into cheating too, because people automatically think sex. No, it don't have to be a sexual encounter. Like, just, I don't know if it'll be intentional, but unintentional, like, damn.
But let me give you some real talk. Only people that love you for you is God, dogs, and your mama. Like, that's just real.
I've heard that. And women believe that. You got to understand how women believe stuff, right? Okay? And when you got to understand that's what women believe, okay? Underneath all that, what she just said, that's what women believe, all right? When a woman says she loves you, it's conditional, okay? Say it again, black girl. It's conditional.
You became who you are. Everyone that's attached to you, like, that's your essence, you know, so you almost just have to accept that to a certain degree. You're not really going to know who's there for you unless you got into a position where you're really down and out. Let's say you lose it all and then you have no money, no fame. That's the only way you're going to know if a person's really about you. But at the same time, I mean, you are who you are. Like, everybody's working to attract, like, girls go to the gym to look cute because they want the best of the best. So it's almost like you're never going to know that. Just God, dogs, and your mama. Huh?
And you know what else it is?
Yeah, you have to go through something.
You don't know what, I found out, in my estimation, it's just me, okay? I didn't know whether a woman truly loved me until it was like 20 years later. 10, 15, 20 years later. We had no connection, no ties, weren't dependent on each other. She just called me, said, I called you because I really want to tell you how much I really loved you. That's when you really know. You really can't know until then. So you have to treat every relationship that you're in as conditional. That's why I say return on investment from day one. Okay? If you want a feeling of love, a feeling that she loves you, that makes you happy, take it and run with it. Okay? ROI. Okay? What are you getting out of the relationship? Is that enough for you? Is it enough for what you're giving out? You have to keep your own spreadsheet, your own balance sheet. You got to be your own emotional accountant. Okay.
I think too. Tell a woman the truth and let her truly see who
Bullshit.
you are.
Right.
And there's a reason you don't tell the woman don't want. The woman don't want the fucking truth. Okay, that's number one. Number two, telling her the truth can open up a whole big Pandora's box. Okay. A whole big Pandora's box. The thing is, you ain't gotta tell her. Okay. Really, the only way to cheat on a woman is if she is cohabitating or she's married to you. Then that's cheating. Okay? She's just a girlfriend, it don't matter. You ain't gotta tell her shit.
That's how you know if anyone loves you, when you can see me for the person that I am.
Maybe
my
not
worst
cheat. Maybe
day.
if I like lose my legs.
Maybe if you lose your money and you broke.
Or
Maybe
I
if you
lose-
ask
if
her,
I
maybe
lose-
if you call her and say, babe, I don't got it this month. Can you help me pay my
Is it really that important to know that she loves you to lose your legs?
bills? How about that? Like, not everything has
They
to be
outta here.
attached
She
to.
outta here. She outta
I mean,
here.
if she can't afford it,
She out of here.
So, you know what's interesting that I hear that often from men who are extremely successful? Is that a concern of yours? Like, do you feel like everyone around you just wants to be around you because of who you are, because you have money, because you have status?
Yeah. That's the feeling.
Does that
for the
bother
most
you?
part. I think you just grow in it, and you just like, damn. You always keep
Keep your
you
guard
just
up.
always feel like you're looking over your shoulder.
You got to keep your guard up. Yeah, keep your guard up. You got to evaluate what are you getting out of that woman that's in front of you. Well, you know why she's there. She's there because of who you are and what you have.
You always it messes with your trust.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yes,
damn,
yes.
you might be sitting there one day and just be like, man, I'm ready to be off.
But you know what, though? I like what you said. You gave a great example. Be honest and see what she does with your honesty, right? Because you got to, for real love, lasting love, if you want to go to the end of time, if that's the position that you're at, you want her to know who you are. You can't act every single day. You can act in the beginning. Everybody shows up as an actor for like the first 30, 60 days. But eventually, you got to take the wig off. You got to take the makeup off. It gets real. Is that
That's why most of my wealthy guys that didn't have fame. Okay. And I learned this from my financial advisor. God, it's got to be over 30 years ago. Okay. He said even though I make $1 million a year. Okay. He said, but I have my house and I have my condo. Okay, because he lived in San Diego. I got my nice house in San Diego, not too far from the beach, and then I have my condo in the suburbs. Okay. He said the house has the Mercedes, parked in a circular driveway, right? But the condo had is a 1-bedroom condo with a Toyota Corolla parked in the driveway, parked in the garage. When he first meets a woman, guess what version they see? They don't see the big house and the circular driveway and the Mercedes. What they see is the Corolla and the in the small condo. Okay. And that's how he evaluates them. Take the wig off, the irony. And I've heard that from women, right? Women used to be nervous, okay, when they had the makeup on and stuff and the clothes on. And I said, wait till you see me in the light. That was the moment of truth. Will you still love me if you see me for what I really am?
person's still going to love you. So
Yeah,
what I
see?
would say, a person in your position, be vulnerable and see what happens with it. I mean, it's going to be a risk, but I think anyone that you can be completely honest with, and if they accept you for who you are, okay, that's step number one. Or if they say, you know what, I respect that you need other women, but I'm not about that life. So I'm going to go, and if I'm available when you come back, so be it. But I'm not tripping. I'm not going to be on your list because you Paul Pierce. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you like me, that means other men like me. So you just better hope while you're playing, I'm available when you're done. You know?
Well, you ain't Paul Pierce. You ain't Paul Pierce. See, the thing is, if you like me, that means other men are going to like me. I just see, so you're no big deal. Bullshit. See that reverse Uno card?
100%. And like you said,
all right, sorry.
Go ahead.
You said be honest. What about tell a lie and see how they react?
Why?
Well, how would she know? What's the lie, though?
No.
Okay.
Say, all right, listen, she said be honest, be vulnerable,
Right.
right? But what if you tell a lie, so I don't go out and cheat,
Okay.
but then I just go and tell her I cheated on her?
Well,
Tell a lie about it, and
Right.
just to see, boom, how she reacts.
I think no, okay, that could be a test, and men do that.
That is the stupidest thing. You're creating distrust in your relationship for no reason. You are creating tests that don't need to be created.
Women do that all the time. Shut up.
I said, God will create tests for you in a relationship. Your representative can only stay within the relationship for the first 3 months. After that, your representative and who you're pretending to be and trying to show up as the perfect woman or man is going to go away. And people are going to have to start seeing you for who you are. And understand, you might be Paul Pierce, but sometimes for women, being with a celebrity is very difficult. It takes away a lot from them. You know, and
most women cannot be with a celebrity. That is for a long period of time. They can't.
Who they are as a person, and you're at the forefront of the life. And as a woman, that can be difficult. So there is a lot of tests, especially being with a man of
That's Aisha Curry, how hard it is to be married to a celebrity.
Your stature that a woman probably has to face. Why are you trying to create distrust in a relationship that you don't need to do?
No, I'm trying to create trust.
No, by lying. You're being selfish. You're creating something for you, but you're causing chaos for the other person. So you're being selfish and you're not reciprocating what you want.
Yeah, he's being selfish. That's true. Self-preservation.
How does she trust you? You're a celebrity with money. Women are throwing themselves at you all day. So you're so worried about creating trust for you that you're taking it away from your relationship. And it's just silly.
Well, let me jump in.
Go ahead.
I can see you're very passionate, and I see both perspectives. Not to defend him, but to explain him.
Yeah.
He's you know, when you are, first of all, you're part of the 1%. So his life is the 1%. You know, when you're a basketball player, women are constantly coming up to you all his life. Like you probably was a basketball player in high school, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So before I go any further, let me ask you this question. How do you respect a woman that would be okay with you cheating?
No, I don't respect a woman that would be okay with me cheating.
Okay, so that's the point. And that's why I understand why he wants to do the test, because in his mindset, which I appreciate, he wants to see, okay, if I tell her I'm sleeping with other women and she does nothing, I know clearly she wants to be with me because what I can provide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what he needs, okay?
But if I tell her and she's out, like, nah, I mean, I know who you are. I respect who you are, but I respect myself more than I respect who you are. I got to keep it moving. So you're right. It's not a good lie, but he's just trying to weed out all the women because there's so many women who will not give a fuck.
Well, you're wrong at what you're saying because he's actually trying to say that if you cheat and stay, you love me.
No, he didn't say that.
He said that on his clip. That's verbatim what he said.
Okay, then he's flipping up. Right now, he just said okay, that's two different answers because you told me if she cheats and she accepts it, you wouldn't respect her.
He's contradicting himself.
Okay, so which one is the truth? It's truth at the dark, Paul.
We don't know.
Because you don't because now I gotta go back and defend her because that's two different answers. So what is the honest truth? Would you respect a woman if you cheated and she stayed with you, or would you respect her more if she left you?
Yeah,
no, that's a good question. I don't. Would I respect her? Wait, say that again.
Okay, so you cheat on her, you tell her, and she's like, you know what, don't let it happen again, and forgives you easily. Or you cheat on her, you tell her, and she's like, I'm out. Like, that was not our agreement. I already told you what I was on, and she leaves. Which one?
I'd rather be out.
You'd rather her be out?
Yeah, because now, let me, it's how she go out, though. If she go out the door, it's the same way you got to go out the door.
How you got?
See, that's the complicated thing about dealing with a 100 octane. Okay, 100 octanes are different people. Okay.
Go out the door.
Your dad is crazy.
What does he mean? How you go out the door, Paul?
You gotta be tears. You gotta be mad and sad. You can't.
She has to cry.
It's a test.
So what happened to your clip that's going viral today on Hollywood Unlock All the Box, where you said, in order to see if a woman loves you, you have to cheat on her, and if she stays, she loves you. So where is that coming in with this whole scenario? Because it doesn't really make sense now.
Well, it's gonna be a breakup and a get back.
Okay. So you want to make a woman struggle for love, basically.
I mean, how else a woman gonna go through it?
Well, you know,
being a woman, having a vagina, bleeding through your period, everybody.
I know people don't like to talk about this, but there's a lot of long-term relationships that have gone through infidelity and survived.
Yeah.
So cheating is really not a foreign thing for a.
Oh yeah, that's very common. It's very common. It's cheating. That's old covenant marriage. Okay. Where basically the marriage became a business. Okay, I'm not leaving you because I got a house, kids, a mortgage, and all that kind of stuff. And I can't do it without you. So, you cheating. Okay, you cheating is not necessarily a deal breaker. Okay, when I tell guys about a woman cheating, men get upset. Okay, especially in an urban area, right? Number one, you can't stop her. Number two, as long as she does not make it impact your marriage or your relationship, the thing is, I'm not concerned with her 100% fidelity, okay? Because it's not necessary. Because that's impossible to maintain over a period of 15, 20, 30 years, okay? It's impossible, and I've seen it. It's impossible, okay? I've heard it from people that I thought I thought the spouse is never strayed. Okay, they're still married. In fact, my best friend, right? Man, I can't tell you how many women he's ran through while he's married. Okay, and guess what? They're celebrating their 45th anniversary. Anniversary. It's things you have to be dedicated to the marriage. Okay, that's what keeps the marriage together.
Long-term relationship. I think it's the unfortunate thing about social media, all you see is the highlight moment. So everybody just wants, oh, she got a car for her birthday and now they're going to Spain. You don't know, like, he had a baby and she stayed with him through the baby and she loved the baby and he saw that, you know what, she stayed with me 10 toes down, so now I'm going to give her the world.
So, W maker, it's impossible, okay? It's impossible. Go that long and nobody strays. It's impossible, okay?
Not saying that it always has to be that, but sometimes that's behind a woman getting the world, and she went through so much shit that now he's like, I'm gonna give you the world because the fact that you stayed with me during all of this is what makes you remarkable. And I know that your loyalty, not saying I condone this, but I will say this. No, but what I'm gonna say, for a man of a Paul Pierce, I think women have to wake up. That could come with the requirements, because again, we're talking about, the internet acts like every man has it their way with women. No, it's about 5% of men that have it their way with women. Most men have to work for women. I get good quality guys who just are not tall enough, who just don't have enough money, who just might not be attractive or might have what some might call a normal life. Like, listen, I make $65K, I got my own home, I'm ready for a family. That's not always good enough, for women these days, right? No judgment, but
yeah. Come back in 2026, Kendra, and see what happens. Okay, when their baby daddy Uncle Sam can't support them no more.
it is what it is. So then when you get a guy who fits everything you want, got the money, got the height, got the relationships, unfortunately, there's 10,000 women. And until he gets to a point where he's like, okay, I'm really ready for something solid, that's why I always tell that woman, just be solid. It's going to go in your favor one or two ways. Either A, he's not ready for it, so don't waste your time, no love lost, or you're solid and he recognizes it and now he's ready to step up to be the man that you deserve. But either way, you got to bet, you got to be willing to bet on yourself. You can't, like, if you, this whole thing with the man is the prize, I always say the woman's the prize, but I got to defend men that women are treating men like the prize because they're chasing them, they're accepting any single thing, there's the standards are so low, and now, dating, that playbook our grandparents have, throw that shit out the way. Like, your grandmother just had to be the baddest woman in her city. There was no social media. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times she didn't even have a job. When marriage was high, your husband was your job. So even if you wanted to leave, you didn't leave, right? Where was you going to go? You can't afford a house. You have all these kids. Exactly. You're not doing that. So we have progressed so much, but in our progression, there's so many things that have, decreased the institution of marriage.
It's called comfort, okay? Marriage is an institution, right? It's actually an instrument to raise children, okay? It's become something else. It's become something else completely. And as women have jobs and are independent and don't need you, they lean on. They've actually married the state more than they married you. Okay, they have married the state. The state is the real husband. You're just a placeholder for the most part. It's not even the gynocracy part of the thing is that okay, because I'm, like I said, reading old literature about women. Women could not, for the most part, survive without a man because their world was too hard. Okay, for the most part. Okay, it's really difficult for a woman to actually operate in this world without a man. Okay, especially black women. That's why they stayed married for so long. Okay, nowadays the state has taken the place of what? Has taken the place of the man, right? That's how come you see marriage rates drop all over the world, right? Anytime the state takes the place of the man, guess what happens? The women, it's easier to actually marry the state than it is to marry the guy in her house.
I agree. Yeah. I want to say two things from what you said, and then I want to ask you another question. So, number one, I agree exactly with what you were saying. I feel like I dream of a world where women don't have to struggle to be loved. There's so much, like even in movies about black love specifically. No other race has this. about us having to ride and die and struggle to finally be appreciated and accepted. And there's a lot of women who go through that and stay after the cheating, stay after the babies, stay after the infidelity, and then a man will leave them and get with another woman that's not as broken. But you're the one who broke me. So I believe in a love, like I believe that everyone is gonna have to go through it. I'm a strong believer that we're never gonna have a perfect love. We are two different people and we're gonna go through a lot of tests in relationships, and I wanna be with someone who chooses me and I choose you. But if we're not having discipline in our relationship, if we're not being the person that we want to show up in our lives, and we can't be good for ourselves, and you can only meet someone as far as you love yourself.
I was gonna say that no one has to.
That's bullshit. That's a whole crap. This whole woke bullshit right there. That's not true.
Struggle for love because love starts with you.
Yeah.
You only got to struggle with love when you put it in somebody else's hands.
Very
See, what's
true.
happening right now is people are attaching their relationship status to their worth. It's two totally different things. You know, you cannot predicate what somebody thinks of you to give you your love. You know, you are loved. God gave that to you when you came out your mama's vagina. Like, that is your God-given gift. You can love yourself. No one has to struggle for love. You're only struggling for love when you have decided to put it in somebody else's hands. And if you stop doing that, and if you love yourself really from the start of it, then everybody else is going to love you the way you love you.
I love
so that world can exist, but you just can't wait for somebody else to give it to you.
I love that. And then the second thing I was going to say was, I also believe too that what you were saying about like a man, women want men that are 6 feet, that have this, that have that, and a lot of that is very worldly, materialistic.
If they can, my thing is, you can want all you want. Most men want an 8, 9, or 10 if they can get her. Most men want an 8, 9, or 10. And recent black men think that 5s or 10s is because that's all they can get. If you can get that 8, 9, or 10 and afford her, most men, if they could get the same women that Paul Pierce or one celebrity gets, they would actually go for that woman. Okay, they wouldn't choose women of lower, or so-called lower caliber. So saying what you want, and what you can get are two different things. And women have merged what they want into what they deserve. Okay, you only deserve what you can actually get. Okay. Most times people get what they deserve.
Things, which is true. Right. Most women are like, I won't date a man that's not this or not that. And I think that women in general, the man that might love us the best is not in the package that we think it would come in. My sister and my best friend are with.
Online, they don't date the man, that kind of man. Offline, they do, because they get tired of dating. That's all they can get.
Short man, and they are in love. My sister's been married for almost 30 years, and my sister's 5'11", and she was like, I would never be with a short man, and that short man gave her the best love ever, right?
Yes.
And I feel the same way. Like, for me, this person might have a stature, might be a celebrity, might be all of this. We're putting too much weight on those things. I'd rather be with a man who's 5'8" and is gonna love me down. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we put value on because he's this or because he made this amount of money, we'll let him treat us any type of way. And I think women have to have way more respect for themselves.
I got an ex that's like 5'10", and she married a short man. Okay, still married to the guy. And he's like 5'6", and she's still married to him.
I don't care who you are. I care who you really are inside. Right. I don't care about the outside of what you represent. I want to know who you are as a person. And I think if women, we really got into that more, we would be in a better place.
No, I love it. You know, I think that's a lot of wives feel that way. Like, literally, like, I talk to women who are wives, and I always tell people to get you married friends, right? So a lot of times when a man marries a woman, he feels safe for the most part. Now, this doesn't always happen, because there's women who cheat too. We focus on men, but women do cheat too.
Absolutely.
But for the most part, when a man is willing to label you as his wife, he feels safe that you can be in any room and you're not going to disrespect him with another guy. So if a man doesn't...
It's called respect. That's true. It's called respect. Cheating is one thing, disrespect is another. It's one thing. Cheating, okay, if you kind of get a hint of it, it's not in your face, you can kind of bypass it. Disrespect, you cannot. When a woman brings it out in public, she's disrespecting you. When she's going out on a date night with her side dude, that's disrespect, okay? If she's going to date a side dude, she need to go way out of town where nobody can see her, where can't get back to you. If it gets back to you, that's disrespect, okay? You do not tolerate disrespect. I don't care what it is, cheating or not.
I feel like, listen, you represent me, and I know Bill Gates might come in this room, but I know you down for me 10 toes down, you're not going anywhere. But the only way you prove that to that man is if you show him that standard while you're dating him. Because if you let all things go, you know, to the wayside, then he's going to know, okay, if my richer friend comes around, she going to go. If my finer friend comes around, she going to go. But if you really show him that, nah, I'm not going because that's not who I am, my character. Now, also, he might be on one, right? He might be like, that's not, I mean, I appreciate who you are, but I'm trying to play. Like, you too serious for me. I want to be out here in these streets. You got to be okay with that. Women got to be okay with that, because you're not going to get what you want in the long term anyways.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about a little bit about what you have going on, because that's, I think it's great that you bringing people together, bringing couples.
Really, what happens to a lot of tall women? Okay, a lot of tall women. You got to remember, tall women, depending on how tall they actually are. Because I'm like 6'6", 6'1", but somewhere in between there, right? And you got to remember, people that are my height are less than 20% of the population. Only 14% of the population are 6 feet and above. And a tall woman, if she wants a tall man that's 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", okay, it's gonna be a very small percentage of the population. And the thing is that she's cutting off her access where like I said, where a tall man, like my brother is 6'4", and he married a Filipino that's 5'1". Okay, like Prof G was saying, like Galloway was saying, right? Women marry up, okay, across and up. Men marry across and down. A tall man has way more options than she does. So what a lot of times the vast majority of guys do not like women taller than they are. The vast majority of guys do not. Most guys do not like a woman taller than he is. Okay, so tall women don't get as much attention as you think they do. Tall women get less attention than shorter women.
Because we're in a times to where
most men do not like women that are taller than you. So most men that see a tall woman, he's going to pick a woman that's shorter.
There's more singles than ever. People are not getting married anymore for some reason.
I know all the reasons.
Please share everything.
How did you originally start your online dating?
So, I was doing what you guys did, but before it was podcast, it was radio. So, I've done radio and television for 20 years. We were in COVID, and I was in a relationship, and me and my then boyfriend broke up during COVID. And this is like March. So this is pre-mask. Okay. And this is like, you can't go to your mama's house. We're still trying to figure out what the world is. Whoever you was with on Monday, you can only quarantine with them. The radio station was shut down. So I was stuck. I was living in Chicago in my Chicago apartment, and everybody was connecting on Instagram Live. D Nice, if y'all remember, had us all DJ, and he was doing Instagram Live music. So I was like, okay, if I feel this way single, I'm quite sure other people feel this way single. So literally, I just went live on IG. I was like, listen, if you're single, I'm gonna find you love tonight. It wasn't necessarily a show at that time, but because I came from media, the first night I had a white guy who only wanted a black woman. I had a gay guy who was looking for a girl to have a baby with, but he only wanted a baby. I had another guy who I was like, how many kids you have? He was like 2 and impossible. So basically a girl was pregnant, and this is the first night, and I knew, if I take this serious, I will change my whole life. Wow. And I literally just, I took it serious. This is 2020. And then 3 years later, 2023, I was able to walk away from my 20+ radio career. Wow. Quit my job in Chicago, moved to Beverly Hills, California, started my own company. Wow. Now I have my own dating app. We have the card game. Like
She took what Kevin was doing and she monetized it. That's all. She took the exact same program that Kevin was doing. That's how she made her money. Okay. 2020, when Kevin started doing that during COVID, she stole it. She just stole the whole format from Kevin. I'm not mad at it, but she could give Kevin a shout out.
Love is a business that will never end until AI humans. We got AI humans coming, but I think we got like 50 years away. But people will absolutely going to be in relationships with AI humans.
AI humans, not 50 years away. They're like 10. They're already making the prototypes.
We talked about that. He said he would have an AI companion.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people. Yeah. Once we figure out, it's going to be like sperm banks will become very popular. So you will go to a sperm bank to pick out your child. I don't know how men are going to do it, because men will still need to have a woman to bring their child into this world. But
no, I don't know why they believe that artificial wombs are not a thing. I don't know why they don't believe that artificial wombs are not a thing. She's the second woman I've heard say that. They know about sperm banks and AI companions and all that kind of stuff, but they have no clue about artificial wombs. Anyway.
People, like you said, see what happens going back to marriages. The things that made marriage strong, it wasn't that there wasn't stuff always going on. There wasn't a social media blast. Like, your grandfather was cheating on your grandmother. Here's the thing. the side chick didn't have a Facebook page, right? So the side chick couldn't post the dinner that she made for your grandfather after Thanksgiving. So your grandmother didn't have to deal with the embarrassments. Because a lot of times, a lot of women probably will compromise if the embarrassment factor wasn't so large. And we saw this with Mariah the Scientist. Like she went as far as she could go, and they might be back together, but it was the embarrassment that she kept going with everything coming out on the internet. So how do you sit as a woman that has any worth when everyone knows your man has another family, sleeping with another woman?
See, it's status and everything else. So now you know how we feel.
Like, it's very hard for a woman to accept that, right?
Yeah.
So we got that factor going on, and then now women have money. So there was a time when
say it again. She getting ready to speak the truth. Okay, she been listening to the red pill. She's been listening to the red pill. She's getting ready to spout. She's getting ready to spit.
women, even if she wanted to leave, she couldn't afford to leave, right? So now she can leave, and now also society accepts women without being a man and having children. I was thinking about this. I'm gonna keep talking. But remember when Brandy had a baby? Brandy had to say she was married first. She could not be like, I'm pregnant. When she was pregnant, because Brandy and Monica, I came up for the tour. I grew up with them. And I remember when Brandy was pregnant, she had to be married.
I remember that.
And I love all these women. Interviewed all of them. Cardi B, who I love down, is currently pregnant while she's going through a divorce with another guy. Look.
See, and that's what the reason they do that is because society breaks down. Okay. Women think it's cute to have that freedom until the men don't support it. Women think it's cute to do that shit because they have a backstop of society. Okay, what happens when society starts backstopping that? Okay, and starts to fall apart as it's currently doing right now. Okay, and they're teaching these women to do dangerous shit. Okay, that they shouldn't be doing, and they're walking them into a lion's den. Okay, there's a reason they shamed you for having a baby out of wedlock. Okay, there's a reason for that. It kills your society. That's what it's in process of it doing now. That's how come she has a whole show about doing what, trying to find a mate, trying to find a father, a replacement for their kids, for their man. Right? Okay, she has a whole show built around that. If it was okay and women were good without a man, how come Kendra G's making all his money? Well, she's got to be weaved up, man. You know, she got to sell herself. So, and got to remember this is the look that women want. Okay, women want that look. Okay, the way she looks, she's not doing it to attract a man. She's weaved up because women like that shit.
How far, the acceptability has just come, right? Yeah. And women, her career's not over. If anything, some will say her career is excelling because it seems like people can relate more, right? So when we lose those standards around those real important things, of course, marriages are going to decrease.
Do you believe Paul has a clear?
Marriages are going to decrease. In other words, they don't want to be married. Okay, they're good with this. Okay. They're good with it. So don't feel shamed when women talk about men not wanting to marry or men not wanting to cohabitate or men not doing things for women. They're good with this, okay? They're talking out both sides of their necks, okay?
That says marriage is for old people and poor people.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah. So I don't know about old, but I will say poor. And let me tell you why. I don't like the word poor, but I will say this. I understand as a woman who, if I was a man, people would encourage me not to get married. Yeah. Because they would say, you invested in your own company, you did the work, he wasn't there shooting with you in the gym. You know the famous line, like guys, like she wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like men who make a certain amount of money, other men will say, why would you get married? Like just have fun. Because of the business aspect. Yeah. You cannot deny that there are people who, when you are in a certain tax bracket, marriage is about business more than it's about love. Because I could love you down. I could want to be with you forever. But do I want to align my assets to you? Have you passed that test of if I'm in a coma and you got to make the life decision? Now my mother can't make the decision because I made you my...
The host on LA, she's a 7. She's about a 7. She's a 7.
My wife, and are you going to say, well, let him die because I get 20 million? Like, know, there's just, so I do understand when a person has a certain amount of business.
Or used to be a 7.
Why marriage doesn't go so fast. Like Oprah never got married. 50 Cent probably will never get married. I actually understand that. Yeah. And then you said old people. Are you saying because, and I think I saw this clip, because when you get older, you want a nurse and you want all
you don't want to die alone.
You want some companionship. I truly believe that, like,
Okay, somebody asked my opinion. I didn't ask you guys' opinion what the host looks like. Okay, I didn't ask your opinion. Somebody asked me mine. Okay, we're not gonna do that today. Hey, stop. Okay, we're not doing that today.
When you're older, that person keeps you alive a lot longer.
Okay.
Than you would have probably stayed if you was by yourself.
Okay, that's okay. We can add that, but there are some men and women who truly do still believe in the family unit. So there is a younger generation that is like,
it's not men and women. The whole state, your whole government. What do you think that Oprah and Galloway are trying to do, man? They're trying to piece back together the family. Okay. Single mothers and isolated families are destructive to society. Okay. Okay, destructive to society. Okay, so your government is actively trying to push marriage. It's not just people.
Want to have children with my husband. There's also men, and these are the men that I get up that call on my show that are serious about marriage. They're the men who are serious about creating a family and a legacy unit together. So I don't want to negate that. That does still exist, and they're looking for a partner in life. So we'll add young people to Paul.
Yeah,
that's true, because there's a village, and like my family, my sister, her husband, like we talk about village politics. Like this is my village, this is who we got, the world, and then we together. Like you.
And there's the village politics. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about females, especially black women in village. Okay. Okay, which is the extended family is the normal. The tribe of the extended family is the normal setup for human beings for 200,000 years. That's normal. Okay.
Have your village, and I feel like a lot of people value that. That's why I value being with someone, is because it's like I want my village. I want to know. Okay, so how many people from your show have you hooked up and gotten married?
So married, there's about 15. And it's so funny. Yeah, it's about 15 now. I thought it was 13, but it keeps increasing. So I was just in Houston. We're on tour, and there was a guy that was on my show. What I love about we're in year 5. So year 5, we've been getting the first year somebody got married. Like within the first year. Yeah. So I started the show. I went live in April 2020. May 2nd, 2020, a guy came on my show. He met a girl. They ended up getting engaged that year, and they got married 2021, May 2nd. So they got married to the day that he came on the show for the first time. So they're the first couple, Evan and Joanne. They now have 2 kids. Yeah, they had a baby in 2021. They just had another baby this year. So I just went to Houston. That's what I was saying. I had a guy on my show in 2023, and he showed up in Houston with his fiance. They have a baby. They have a 3-month-old. What's so interesting, what's so great about my show, it's the only dating app that allows you to meet anybody in the world. So everybody I'm talking about, and they will tell you, I would have never met her if it wasn't for your show. Because Evans and Joanna, the first couple, Evans was in Miami, Joanna was in Charlotte. The couple that I just talked about, they actually are in Houston, but they both were in Virginia Beach. So that worked out. They were 2 that actually, he came on the show and she saw it, but they were in the same city. One of the favorite stories is Amisha and Dr. Sutton. Literally, she was a TV reporter in Indianapolis. Her husband is a surgeon in New York.
Wow.
And that's why I said, and I was thinking of them when I thought about, there are people who do seriously take the marriage unit serious, right? And maybe, and I would say this, ladies, if his parents are married, are your parents married, Paul?
No, my parents are no longer
alive. Okay, are they no longer alive?
See, Merchant, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, okay? Go back and read, man. That's all I can say about you. Go back and read.
Okay, well, maybe, my mother's in heaven, so they probably having a good time right now. At a Whitney Houston concert, Michael Jackson, heaven popping. I'm gonna tell you something, heaven is going on up there. But there are people, and I would tell women, if you want to have kids, there's a lot of men that take that serious. I want to be with the woman.
They want us to be community eunuchs. We don't have to be community eunuchs. Don't participate. Okay, of course they do. A village does have its own morality. It does. It has been for a very long time. Go back and study it, man. A village is nothing but an extended family. You go to Africa. Go to Africa and see if they don't have morality. Okay? Because in the village in Africa, a lot of this shit does not go on, and they enforce it. Go to Latin America and go into the village, and see a lot of this bullshit doesn't go on. They're way more moral than we are. They're way more moral than we are.
That's going to have my kids. I'm not leaving her. And I brought that up to ask you. Sometimes they come from married households. Yeah. A lot of the men that I see that are married, their dads were married. So they had an example.
Well, why don't you go prove it, man? Okay? Go prove it. Go prove it. Study the village, not just here in the United States, but all the way around the world. Okay, the United States is not built on a village model, an extended family model. It's built on a nuclear family model. Okay, and for 200,000 years, okay, human relationships were based on what? The village, the extended family. It's not new. All right, dude. All right, enough. Enough. Let me go ahead and handle him. Enough. There we go. He wanna clown. Okay, we're not clowning today.
Of that and that's very important to them. So that's a good, like they're used to that union.
So like my parents are married still, you know,
Yeah.
and
So
my
that's
sisters
important
are
to you.
married, 5 sisters.
Yeah.
See?
You don't have an issue. It's a good thing. You're beautiful.
Thank
So we'll
you.
start there. You're talented, you're smart, you're educated. So a man just has to be ready for you because he's gonna have to rise to the occasion.
Well, she's on the outside because she's a wild child. Okay, she is not marriage material. That's come she's not married. Okay, she's not marriage material.
She should.
Yeah, thank you.
What
I
you should.
appreciate
What
that.
you should.
So you're really good at what you do, obviously. So if anyone's single, y'all better hit Kendra up, baby.
Well,
because she's
Wait, hold on. What's your relationship
Okay, so
status?
I'm single. I'm
Okay.
single. I was
Here
in
we
a
go.
relationship.
Here we go. How old is? I think the host is 37. I do believe 35, 36, 37, somewhere around there. I think she's like 37. Yeah, if you hear her past, okay, and she's not really a wife because she's loud and she's aggressive and that kind of stuff. So she's really not a wifey material, okay. But she's good for to be a host.
Single for about a year.
Okay.
And I love that I'm single right now because I think that women have to realize that, listen, you can be happy single. Like there's some men who are so happy single. This is why they don't want to get in relationships. And I think that when you focus on just always your relationship status determines your happiness, you're not going to be happy. So, what people got to understand, like I just said, I just moved to LA 2 years ago. So I'm a girl that for my career, every 4 years, I pretty much moved. I think I'm home now.
Aggression.
I think.
She loves LA.
yeah,
I
we
love
love you
LA,
here.
but Dubai loves it. Dubai look like it's my kind
I
of place.
I just saw Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, aggression sells. Okay, that's why aggression sells. That's popular, especially amongst women.
They can't take pictures of you. Like when you're in the restaurant, it's illegal to take pictures of people. You have to ask them for
No,
permission.
I've been over
That's
there.
what she was
taking
just saying.
Instagram. I'm on
Yeah,
Instagram.
morning
I'm
show
taking
or
photos.
something.
I was there.
Why do you think is because their resume matters to them and their girlfriends. They think it matters to you. That's where they fuck up. Anyway, go a little bit more, and then we're gonna punch out of here.
Okay, so wait a minute. You are single. Do you feel like people weaponize that a lot? Because for
Absolutely.
me, I feel like, well, why are you single then? Or why are you da-da-da? It's
Exactly.
like maybe because I like my peace and I understand.
That's fine, but the thing is, you're selling relationships, though. If you like your peace, you like being alone, you like being single, why are you trying to weaponize it against men?
Who I am as a woman, and I prefer my solitude. And if you're gonna take some of that space, you must be a hell of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how I thought when I was single. You know?
Right.
So what? Like, do you feel like people are like, "Why are you single? If you had this show and da 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 da."
They weaponize women.
Yes, women.
They don't weaponize men.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, that's bullshit. Push-ah. We have a whole world against men staying single. Yes, they do. Oh, bullshit. Yes, they do.
If I was a man, men would encourage me not to get married. They
Yeah.
would say,
Yes.
you work this hard, you focus on your career, you invested, I invested my own money into
Yes.
my.
The thing is, who talks about relationships and not being single? It's not men, okay? Women yakking about this kind of stuff, okay? Women want that, okay? If you want to be a man, be a man.
Company, they were like, why would you let a woman benefit off of all your hard work? What happens is we're in a time where I do believe that there's some men that only respect a woman by the man she's next to, right? So, and there is,
yeah.
That's a point.
no, that's what it's about.
That's always been the case, okay? It's called proof of value, okay?
So it's like,
Or it will call indication of interest, okay?
who's the man I got to answer to if I mess with you? And if there's not a man standing there, well, why not? And there's also some type of, I don't want to say control, but there are some men who like to know, like, okay, I have my wife. There's a control aspect. So they're also like, well, why aren't you married? Like, could you not follow instructions? Were you not, did you not forgive too easy? I would say this, there's women who are married to men in jail. And if you feel like she is a better, if you feel like because she's married and has a husband, you can take her advice.
Not really, okay? Got to understand what feminism is. I don't think you do. Feminism is actually based on a social contract coming out of France, okay? That's what it's based on.
Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, you have to live by what I live by. I'm telling you what I know, right? At the end of the day. And there's married people who I would not take advice from. And we have to stop this illusion that marriage is this sun and roses and everybody's happy. You know, I have a therapist who literally told me that a lot of her clientele are wives who are trying to make it through their marriage because they're not happy. Woo! Not saying this is every wife, okay? But I think that most women want the wedding day. They want the ring. They want the bragging rights.
I've been saying that. They want the status. Status. It's a flex.
They want the Instagram post, but do they really want the wife job description? Now, the wife job description, I believe in it so much, that's why I won't do it. I was engaged, and that's what, before all this, very early in my career, I was engaged. I was in my 20s for my college sweetheart, and the one thing we decided is we would never get divorced. And I really...
marriage is about combining families, okay? That's what it's about. Originally, marriage was about bringing a woman and a man together to actually raise children. That's what it's there for. That's the whole vehicle for marriage. Getting together, combining families, and raising proper children. That's all it's there for, okay? We add all this shit to it. And all these laws are passed so that the man doesn't use up a woman's womb, get the kids, get the money, and kick her out of the house. That's what all these laws are actually built in place for that we never got rid of. Most times, you know, I mean, for the most part, I mean, you have to be socialized, but for the most part, for men, if you ain't got kids, you really don't need a woman, a wife. Let's put it that way, okay? Now, you can get sex however you get it. You trick, pay for it, rotate women, however you want to do it, right, to get sex. If that's all you want is sex, okay? A marriage is not for sex. A marriage is actually to raise children, okay? And get proper wife, proper setup to actually bring up children properly, okay? It's come the state wants people to get married.
I think people should make that decision before you get married because it's like, listen, if we do this, it's me and you till we see Jesus. And there wasn't an infidelity. I realized we had different life plans. And most women usually just kind of follow the man. Nothing wrong with that, right? And at that time, it would have made sense. He was an electrical engineer. I'm a radio host making $7 an hour. I'm gonna probably be fired in like, you know, I would get, you get fired all the time in radio. I have no job security. So girl, you got this man, tall, dark, handsome, marry him, have babies, and run off to the sunset. And I couldn't make that bet because I had so much inside of me. I had to take a risk on becoming who Kendra could become. And that's 20 years ago. And as I say, I always tell my age because I want people to know my life is a journey. I'm 46 years old. If I would know that you make that deal and you decide to go for your career, and at 46, you still wouldn't be married, you still wouldn't have kids, would you make that same bet? Absolutely.
You would, yeah.
Because I had to choose myself. Like,
because that's what at your base level, that's what nature sees you as. All this other stuff is built on top of it. Okay. At your base level, women are here to procreate the species. That's what they're here for. That's what they're here for. All that other stuff is extra. Okay, I might find an NBA player or an entertainer today. No, basically, she thought her career was actually going to explode. That's what she thought.
I don't want to be married and just say I'm married. If I'm married, it's because this is what God's purpose is for me, and I'm riding out with you to the sunset. And I know you're going to mess up, but I'm here. I'm Coretta Scott Kinging it. Yeah. And if I can't Coretta Scott King it, then I'm not going to do it.
And that's fine. Okay. This is most of modern black women. They really don't want to be married. Okay.
Just
yeah.
I love that.
Is there somebody you're dating right now?
Yes, Paul. I am dating.
Is it more than one?
I am dating. I don't have sex when I date, though. So let me tell you about dating. This is why I have a dating app, and I encourage every woman to date. I think what happens is women don't know how to date. Like men really kind of have, are you cool? Can I sit with you and have a conversation, watch a game, and eat some burgers? All right, let's kick it. Women, their prerequisites for dating, and this is why women are having so many challenges, because they don't know how to date. Girlfriend, if a guy wants to take you out for pizza, go out for pizza. Learn them. Dating is data. You're collecting data because you might think you want something on paper, but when you get it, because I've had a lot of things that I wanted on paper, and then I got it, and I was like, oh, I'm not about this life. Like you said, men like Paul come with a lot. I'm here to tell you, I'm not about that life. Yeah. I'm not about that life. So now I'm dating. Marriage is not important to me, but I'm dating. You know, I think
my thing is too, like, how do I buy a car without test driving it?
So if you're married, if sex is important to you, okay, then don't date her. Why are you dating her? Okay, you can date for you're dating to have fun. Okay, you're dating to have fun. Okay, if sex is that important, go find your side chick. Go find you a whatever. Okay. Then if you're going to get married, okay, then you got to go do the test drive thing. Okay.
That's fair for you. So I'm not saying
because you said you don't have sex while dating.
No, but I'm not having sex while
So this is what happens when you break up the boundaries and the rules for dating. Right now, there are no rules. It's all made up as we go along, and everybody has their opinion about dating and vetting and having sex and having kids. It's all willy nilly. How come it's all fucked up? So dating is not for a woman in her 40s. You're wasting his time and yours. Basically, for the most part, when you're in your 40s, dating is about hanging out. For the most part, it's not about. It's not. Dating is not courting anymore. Okay, dating used to be courting, but now dating is not that. Okay, dating is about entertainment now. See, merchant, please stop aggravating people. Okay. Because I timed you out. I don't want to block you. Okay. Don't get on my nerves.
Relationship. So I'm not saying marriage.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we want to have intimacy, so it's just me and you. We exclusive, right?
Me too.
How long before you know? How many dates?
How many dates?
Like how many dates can a dude get off before you like, all right, this ain't gonna happen? Or
black women don't want to get married, but also don't want to be black men being passport bros. Well, it's because they want to date. They still want the pool to stay intact, so they have choices. Guess what happens when the pool gets diluted? Especially when you have way more black women than black men. Okay, and for every man they lose, it's like losing two. And for passport bros have money. Okay, passport bros are not broke. They have money. So when they go, they take their money with them. Instead of you getting that $200, $150 date at a restaurant, he's gonna go someplace else, get a better chick for 10. Okay, it's supply and demand, right? Okay, basically, they won't tell you black men are the supply. Okay, black women are the demand. Okay, what happens when the supply goes down? Basically, the price will go up. Demand will increase and the price will go up. And black men are becoming increasingly expensive for black women. Anyhow, let's finish this up. Got a couple more minutes, then we'll get out of here.
It's maybe something.
I think that here's the deal, and I'm gonna get so technical, and y'all gonna get mad. Listen, we can't forget like STDs exist, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you should be. It's very fine to be like, yo, I need to really get to know you more.
Yes.
You know, like, and yes, like I should have a physical attraction to you, but again, I shouldn't want to just jump in the bed with you because I want to make sure I'm safe too. Yeah. Like, you know, if I don't want to get pregnant just to get pregnant if we're not going to do something long term. And let me tell you why I have that rule. So I was engaged, and when I broke up with my ex-fiance, I ended up many years ago dating an athlete, and we wasn't in a relationship. And I learned that he was dating somebody else, and I like went off. And he said to me, "But you're not my girlfriend."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"Wow, yeah, that's the but you're not my girlfriend." Okay. Why are you upset? But you're not my girlfriend. I'm not committed to you. What you getting upset about?
But you know what? I had to woman up. Yeah, and I was like, I'll never make that mistake again. Because here's the deal. When you have sex with a guy and that's not your man, you can't check him.
Yep.
Because you agreed to participate in a sexual activity without that title if it's not important to you. Now, there's some women who are like, men are emotionless. I wanted to have a good time and felt good with me. I don't care if I never talk to him again. If that's you, Listen, there's no judgment. But if you know you are a girl that's gonna catch feelings, if it gets physical, you need to get that title first. And you're getting that title so when he acts up or acts out of line, you have the right to say something. You have no right to check a man if you're in a situationship and he has not agreed to be.
That's true. Okay, but then there used to be marriage. Okay, now it's not even marriage anymore. Now it's uh, uh, so-called girlfriend boyfriend, and sometimes it doesn't even have to be spoken. Okay, can you build a can you build on that idea later? Black men expensive? Maybe. I mean, it's just the law of economics, right? Supply and demand. If the supply dwindles, demand will have to go up, and the price will have to go up. Okay. It should be just what's your opinion on about women demanding courting in today's market? Okay. Um, Women don't have courting skills. Okay. Courting means you clean. You clean, help clean his house. You cook food for him. Okay. You bring him by a meal. Okay. So a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, I had a sub. She did courting. Okay, with her husband. Okay. She cooked. She cleaned. She did things for him, but she didn't have sex with him, and he was good with it. And in the end, guess what he did? He married her because she's useful. She's a good wife. But she was raised in a very strict religious sect. Okay, that believed in courting. Courting. Women don't know how to court anymore. Okay, demanding that men court and you don't know how is hypocritical. Women don't court. Women hook up and expect you to pay for it. Say, can I steal that topic? You sure can. Bayshore classified men as being little boys the way they talk. Okay. If they can believe anything they want, okay, about little boy. No matter whether men are little boys or whatever it is, this is what they have, okay? They can tell you anything that they want to tell you, okay? Okay, what's their alternative? Okay, do they have another group of men or another group of beings, okay, to actually mate with and date with and go out with? If they have, go for it. Okay? If they have options, exercise those options. Them talking about you and saying you ain't this, that, ain't that, fine, okay? Go exercise your options. If Kendra D didn't have no money, she wouldn't be doing what she's doing, okay? She was a side chick to an athlete, okay, and got rocked, okay, and then tried to check him, and he told her, high value man, right? We're not exclusive, okay? You're not even my girlfriend. You have no right to check me. She took that, but she wouldn't admit that's what Kevin said. Anyhow, let me get out of here, and I will see you guys. I gave you what you gave me. Yeah. People don't like it when I say return on investment because women think because I've heard that from a lot of my girlfriends. What do I bring to the table? What am I going to give them for them being nice? Okay, you don't get shit for being nice. Okay, you get reciprocated when you do things for me. I do things for you. Okay, and guess what they had to do? They had to start doing things for me. Even my baby mama, right? Okay. She knew that she wasn't gonna get very much out of me. Okay, she had to have a baby. Okay, she had to have a baby to get stuff out of me. She had to have a baby, and she knew it. My ex knew that she was just one option amongst many. She knew it. That's how come she had that baby. But that's a long story. I always say my thing is getting return on investment, man. If I'm talking to you on the phone, I can't get any of my needs met, no matter what they are. I'm not dating you. Why would I date you? What do I get? And 90% of chicks have mediocre sex. You're not really getting that much. sex between was an as long as your penis can come up, whatever level that is. Mine is a 4. Okay. As far as sex is concerned, ain't much difference between a sex of a 4 and a 10. Okay, it's just sex. Okay. What other things are they bringing to the table for you? Okay. That you desire. How do they make, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's monetary, what do they bring? Why should you pay for it? In fact, later on, Paul Pierce talks about, I might cut that out, okay? He actually talks about that, okay? About high value men and why they spend money on chicks, okay? And why, even though they know that the woman is there for what they provide, they deal with it is because, okay, they want a companion, okay? And they want to pay for a companion, which I don't see anything wrong with. Most chicks, as far as sex is concerned, is average. Okay, Charles can tell you most chicks can't fuck. Okay. All right, we can do a part. We'll do part 2 tomorrow. We'll finish it up tomorrow. We're about halfway through. We'll finish it up tomorrow. Um, yeah, which is something I was just when I started having sex, I was actually disappointed. Okay, because you're told coming up as a teenager that pussy is this end all be all. Okay, it's gonna change your world, and it's gonna bring you to nirvana, and you're gonna see God and the angels and heaven all at one time when you're in that coochie. Right? I found out that is not the case. I was sorely disappointed. Your initial time when you first bust that nut. Okay, this is cool. Okay, after about a year or so, you say, wait a minute, is this all there is to pussy? Is this it? Is this it? Most time chasing women and busting your nut and getting pussy is 2 things, man. Is especially for a black man. Is one, okay, getting your needs met and ego. Getting your needs met and ego. That's like the woman has to be pretty because your ego's involved. Okay. And testosterone wants you to bust a nut. Okay, that's like when a man gets in his 30s, a lot of that shit goes away because I don't have the hunger to bust a nut inside a coochie. Okay, I like it; it's pleasurable. The thing is, I don't have that ravenous hunger because most pussies are mediocre. I mean, I ain't gonna tell what my number is. Okay, maybe 5% of the chicks can actually fuck and are worthwhile as far as having sex with. Maybe 5%. A lot of guys says pussy is the end all be all. Pussy is over fucking rated. It really is. Okay, it's overrated. Okay, and a lot of guys that haven't had enough of it. You had enough of it, and my partner told me. Okay, um, he said after so many women, okay, it'd be the same pussy with different faces on it. Same pussy with different faces on it. So the biggest trick with having sex with women is figuring out how to make them come. That's where the differences lie. Okay, their G spots are in different places. Their coochies, some can be shifted to the left or the right, or some are deeper. Okay, some are shallower. Okay, the thing is, how do you find their trigger? Now, in that case, okay, then you become the master of your own wand. As I say, master your wand. As I say, become Harry Potter. Master your wand. Stop using. Stop being the dope fiend and become the dope dealer. Because what you think of sex is overrated. Okay. Most chicks don't have those skills. This man has literally took the words out of my mouth. I did the numbers, and 4 to 5% could be considered a good cat. Yeah. Be just after dark. Okay. I mean, um, sometimes VHS. We call it VHS after dark. I'm gonna have Charles host one called it VHS After Dark. You ought to invite her on, Charles. Your girlfriend that called me VHS. I want to thank her properly. That's like Tommy Sotomayor called men simps. Okay. For guys actually struggling. What is it? I forget what he called it. I know mediocre pussy was at the end. Okay. Most chicks are mediocre, man. Most chicks can't fuck. Most of them can't. The vast majority cannot have are not good in bed. The vast majority. Okay, and the thing is, what you got to do for the vast majority of chicks is teach them how to please you. Okay, that's like them guys that have a long have a long a long string of women. Okay, a big file. Okay, they get bored. That's like a lot of your celebrities, man, go by is because they get bored with mediocre pussy because it's the same. It's boring. And basically, you're doing most of the work for what? Yeah, that's how come I became monk, man. Even though my last girl, she was really good. I mean, she knew what she was doing. Okay. But the thing is that after a while, man, it's like, okay, pay for the date, entertain her, you give her orgasms, and what do you get out of it? If I came back, man, I came back and I was young again, I'd become a gigolo. Get paid for this shit. Anyhow, let's get out of here. I agree. If you go through enough of them, you'll learn that, man. The common denominator. Okay. The thing is, for a when you're married, the pussy is not the most important thing. The pussy is just there so that you can get your needs met in the moment. Okay. So that you don't have to sate your hunger. So you actually go out and put your energy into more productive things, okay? Because the coochie's mediocre for the most part. If you really want to master your wine and stuff like that, go see Master Yamache Morris, okay? Teach you how to up your game. If you really want to do that, you can up your game. And I've tutored guys on how to up their game. The thing is, most chicks are mediocre, and the shit you pull on them is going to be extraordinary, and it can cause problems if she's not mentally balanced. Anyway, we get out of here. LA is home for the pay-for-play Cougar. Go West, young man. Free game. Peace Stars got us fooled. Soccer will be created. Anyhow, y'all, let me get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, people wanted a part 2. We might do a part 2, man. This was just off the cuff because Kendra G is interesting, if not anything else. Okay, she might be full of shit, but you can't say that she's boring. Since Paul Pierce was the man, we're gonna give you a Kobe, okay, on this one.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Muzyka Denis Siedem.